Any other questions you had about out-of-town assistance that we've done, which is critical for the event. Major Jeff Estes.
Today we are loading in and happy to see hundreds of officers from across the country pouring in to provide support to the police department, more importantly the citizens of the Democratic National Convention for 2012. We've had a good day. We've met a lot of nice folks. The can-do attitude is pervasive among the officers and command staff, and we're pleased to report that we're right on track.
Numbers, where they're from, a little bit more about them?
Well, we can tell you that they stretch across the country from as far away as Texas and over to the New England area. I can tell you that, well, not releasing specific numbers, that hundreds of officers are arriving in here, and also officers from all across the state are coming to lend support.
And what will these officers specifically be doing?
We have them in all areas and all facets of the venues, the traffic assignments, of the different visits, of the routes. People can expect to see different colored patches and uniforms from all over the place in all areas of the venue.
So they'll be in their own uniforms, their own, not special CFP or special event.
Right. People will see them in their own classic uniform. Some of the uniforms are different based on a bicycle role or a motorcycle role or some other role, but by and large they'll be in classic police uniform.
And why bring in so many officers from around the country to assist? I think I know the answer, but I want to hear your answer.
Sure. The scope of this event, as many people as coming here, it's an NSSC, a special security event. It's a large venue with a lot of moving parts. It's just simply more than our local police department can do on their own. So agencies and communities across the country have lent their support for this endeavor.
Can you talk a little bit about what is
Right, and great point. Here's one of the things that people need to remember. The officers coming in are going to work some long hours and some high heat and some stressful situations, whether it be out directing traffic for hours on end or controlling access to some point or making sure somebody goes from one place to the other. They'll be doing some long and grueling hours. So folks will be putting in a lot of hard work here for this event.
When you're out on the streets this week, are your officers answering to the FBI or the Secret Service, or are they answering to you? How's that working with all the different agencies?
Yeah. The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department will be in command of all of the police elements here. Of course, we work in close conjunction with the United States Secret Service for this event. However, all officers that you'll see out in uniform are under command of Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police.
What are the officers doing today as they're arriving? What are you doing with them?
Well, we have to get officers, of course, if they're from out of town, we get them checked in, making sure the rosters are correct, their transportation in order, where they're staying in order, and then their assignments in order. So it takes some time to get everyone processed in. And then tonight, you can expect to see some officers begin to be more prevalent out in the center city and outlying areas, getting acclimated to the area.
Is there any particular concerns that these officers have been told to look out for?
Well, we give them a general briefing just like we do all the rest of the officers, but so they're quite aware of the different nuances of a big event like this.
How are they communicating with each other? Do they have radios issued here?
We provided communications for them, whether through CMP, officers assigned with each unit, or it may be their own radios which are compatible.
Could you be getting a ticket if you're riding around anywhere in Charlotte? Could you be getting a ticket, or could you be arrested by someone from a completely different state or jurisdiction?
Well, we have to remember, most traffic citations CMP will handle. However, you could be cited for some misdemeanor. By and large, CMP will try to take on most of the heavy lifting for any arrests that take place. However, officers are just like a regular CMP officer for the event. So if worse comes to worse, if you have to make an arrest, then yes, they would have arrest power.
So will they then have to come back into town to appear in court?
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of the process, but I do know the legalities have worked out, that have been worked out. It's nothing different than when we went to Chicago or some other places. We have agreements in place for that through the legal means.
How do they move around the city? Are they going to shuttle? How are they?
Oh, look, it depends. Some of them have their own vehicles, motorcycles, for example. Some will be transported in vans and some bicycles. Just kind of really depends on their specific roles.
Did you screen these officers in any way? I mean, were there certain criteria? Are they just volunteers? You took anyone willing?
No, the host agencies that we reached out or we talked to, they have their own vetting and screening process, much like we do, like any organization does. So we have full confidence in the officers that were assigned to the venues here.
But you asked for them to be a certain time on the force. I mean, you wanted veterans.
No, I'm not privy to any requirements that we gave, issued, whatever. I just know that the ones that were here, we're told are officers with no issues or anything preventing them from leaving.
What's the volume coming in today? Will it be Friday before a lot of them leave, or will they be?
Yeah, and again, that depends on the agency and when they got here as to when they leave. But yeah, toward the end of the week next week, we anticipate everyone would load out.
Can you talk about any lessons learned from last week in Tampa that'll help you this week with the officers as they're arriving?
Nothing groundbreaking. I can tell you, as always, with these big venues, it's command, control, and coordination. Those are all at a premium. Making sure people are where they need to be at the times they need to be, doing the things they need to be, and that we're keeping track of all. We have some very good means and measures in place to make sure that happens, and we're fully confident that that will take place. We've already done some troubleshooting in that area. We feel like we're ready to go on that end. So,
Major, how would a large situation like this impact your day-to-day operations of normal policing in the Charlotte area?
right, excellent question. For that matter, one of the things that we've done, which was a mandate from Chief of the Road from the beginning, is that we would ensure that the patrol level staffing would not change. If anything else, it would go up during this event so that the regular citizens of Charlotte-Mecklenburg can feel safe in their communities. They'll have plenty of response if they need help, call 911.
Start winding it down, guys. We good? Everybody tight?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.